Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas.
Santy.
Come on my lap, little buddy.
Okay,
What do you want for Christmas?
I want a family.
Well, good luck with that.
Did you fuck my mom, Santa?
Whoa.
Oh,
Dude.
It's always sunny.
Kills it. All right, friends. Welcome back to Surviving Hollywood. This is Johnny Ray Diaz.
This is Aaron Arnold.
And this is Austin Arnold.
And you guys are tuning in because, let's mention now we're all wearing a little festive today. I'm more of a Festivus kind of guy. What about you guys?
I like Christmas.
Christmas is great.
Austin's
The Jewish one.
Yeah. Austin
Hanukkah?
Hanukkah. My shirt says, you done messed up, Ron, except in a fun Christmas sweater.
Very good key and
Because my name's Aaron.
Hey, that way we don't forget it.
What's yours say?
So for people that can't see, mine is actually I'm a Curb fan, Curb Your Enthusiasm, big Larry David fan. Mine says, have yourself a pretty good Christmas. So,
We'd love to get him on the pod.
one day it'll happen. One day. So guys out there, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Yeah, we are going to be hanging out with you guys today, talking about the, as Aaron would say, the gritty reality of filmmaking.
I told these two up front, I don't want us to be glamorizing this because
We haven't told them what we're doing yet.
We're in the process of shooting, producing, starring in our own short film. If everything goes well, by the time you view this episode, we'll be done shooting it, and we'll be talking about editing if all goes well. But we'll talk about some of the things that might hold us up later. Nothing specific.
Thanks for the gesture of my shoulder.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. If all goes well, by the time this is released, it'll be shot and edited.
Not edited.
Not edited. But yeah, so we're actually right now we are in the middle of producing a film, just like Aaron was talking about. So we thought today we would talk to you guys about our steps right now.
Really talk to each other.
We'll talk to each other, conversation with each other about how this is going, all things we've been dealing with, the problems, the good, the bad.
Because when somebody thinks, man, I could just write and do my own short film, but I wanted to like look professional, I wanted to be good, it just seems like a real big bear.
As you mentioned how my short was. You see, okay, so for you guys that don't know, our typical process is we all have different ideas, and we'll pitch those to each other and be like, hey, you know what, this is an idea for a short. Well, I pitched one that I thought was pretty good, and the response I got back, keep in mind, we're looking for constructive criticism. The feedback I got was like, wow, this is a real bear to shoot.
Exactly,
Well,
because this is our second short film we're doing, so we're coming at it a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and the cool thing about the first one, Papua, that Austin wrote, is that it all took place in one room. It was not only the funniest and the best written one, but also the most doable one. And while Johnny was good, there's a couple things that I thought this is going to be hard to do.
Sorry for being ambitious.
For example, you wanted it set in a wedding reception.
It's not
hall.
that's not the
One location.
Yeah, that's not the hardest thing to have.
We'd have to rent that.
to do a wedding hall, but it was also and then you got to get enough people in there, the actors and maybe some extras to be a part of the wedding. But besides that, it was also a oneer.
You listeners out there, if you would come in and work with us for free as an actor on our set, let me know, because I believe we'd have gotten plenty of actors.
Yeah, for sure. But also, like, when this is really cool, like, this was the appealing part. We were like, let's do it in a oneer. Like, sometimes, oneer, one single shot. Like, the beginning of Goodfellas, was that it? Where he's, like, going through the restaurant that's a oneer. It was Goodfellas, right?
I'm trying
I'm just
to...
not sure if it was the beginning.
Yeah, it was the beginning. It was near the beginning. But so Johnny wanted to do a oneer. And
Goodfellas was I've always knew I wanted to be a gangster.
And they showed him as a kid, and then when they cut to him as an adult, it was the oneer going through the restaurant with his
So
date.
near the beginning.
But like, because a short film that inspires us that won the jury award at
Thunder
Sundance
Road.
a couple years ago was Thunder Road.
Could have been our Thunder Road.
And it was done in a oneer, but like the way, like, I was like, look, it really only has like minimal camera work for this oneer. Like yours, Johnny, has like a lot more camera work, in my opinion. And Johnny's like, yeah, that's because we're going to do it better.
Which is why I wasn't as impressed, because
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot of movement.
Yeah.
I feel like what makes the oneer special is when there's a lot of movement and moving pieces, and the people are like Damn, how do you do that?
A Rube Goldberg of sorts.
Atomic Blonde. Do you guys see that movie?
No.
Now, it wasn't technically a full wonder, but they were really long action takes in one shot.
Birdman.
Birdman, good example.
But
Tough.
like Johnny's was good,
Impressive.
but I thought it was too big of a bear to do by Christmas or by the
All right,
end
fine.
of December, which is when we were trying to do this.
We get it, dude. Okay, so Aaron, walk us through this process because the short we're going to be doing right now, we're about to shoot, is one that Aaron wrote. So tell us what this is about.
I submitted this short. I actually submitted this short a long time ago, but this was in a time when we were all thinking about doing dark comedies. And when I wrote this short, it's called Instant Gratification. It was more of a drama, and it was inspired by a certain scene in Requiem for a Dream, one of my favorite movies, Darren Aronofsky.
What
with
scene?
Ellen Bernst, and Jared Leto. And Jared Leto comes over, and she is talking about how she's excited to wear the red dress and everything, and it's that scene, but it's more of a kind of a drama, even though there is a joke or two in there, and that's the one we're doing because we can shoot it in one location. It's just us three actors as opposed to a whole wedding party, and it's not going to be a
Just
oner.
keep comparing mine to yours. That's fine, dude. Whatever.
Well, that's why we decided to do it. So I originally submitted this a long time ago, but we weren't in it. Then we were, part of this other group doing short films. I tried to slip it in there, did it too late, but now we're finally doing it.
You've wanted this for a long time.
I've wanted this. This is a story about, it's kind of comparing, originally when I wrote it, it's comparing the life of an actor to the life of a YouTuber. And I did it before I ever had a YouTube channel. I wrote this. And it's not based on me or anything, but it's just, people who are addicted to this instant gratification of YouTube views and stuff.
I need that red notification button.
You think
Notification.
you got that out?
Whatever. Yeah, we were waiting to jump in there.
How come Austin didn't pitch a short for this round?
Did I not?
I don't think he did. Did he? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Well, my short was the one we used for Friends Who Film, so it got used up.
Oh, you're right. I guess you only have one idea a year.
I thought that was mine, and then you wrote more stuff on it.
Uh-oh.
It was your improv in class that I wrote.
So I came up, dude, I sent the
You guys are
basic.
both credited as writers. Calm down.
You
I
did the
I
improv in
sent
class.
you, but I sent you like a loose script. It wasn't just something we
No,
improv.
then
We wrote it out.
Then I was like, dude, I'm writing this down.
I wrote it down. I sent it to you in a text. I sent you the beats out in a text.
I asked for that.
It's just something I do, regardless if anybody asks.
We got a brouhaha over here.
Right. But the point is, Austin didn't write Letters from God. It was a co-effort. And that's never going to see the light of day. So
Nope.
let's talk about the gritty reality of, okay, so we got the script. We were good enough to write a script that we think is doable. We shot the first short film in one day. We got ambitious. We said, this is going to be a 2-day shoot. What do we need to do next? What's the filmmaker need to do?
A lot of things, but take it, Austin.
Hire a sound guy, hire a DP,
Okay.
get equipment. How do you get equipment?
How do you do it?
Well,
Tell us.
we got equipment for Papua, our first short film, really cheap, but that guy went out of business.
He went out of business. Shout out to Jess. Love you, man.
So how did you get equipment?
Well, actually, for this one, we're using Ash's camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're shooting on a Blackmagic 6K. Ash just bought this camera. We hired our DP, which is Dan Rink. Shout out to Dan, who was a guest on the pod.
Friend of the pod.
Right.
And started picking up crew. Sound guy, a director I work with, first AC, some PAs, things like that, some extra hands on set.
So if you have no idea what you need, if you're not coming from the camera side, if you don't know really how to do that backstage stuff, I would recommend hiring a DP up front and then working with him, saying, hey, what do I need for camera? What do I need for lights? This is my budget. And then you get somebody who's technically good and knows the camera work and lighting and angles and stuff, and he'll help you, come up with everything.
Yeah, Dan's really good at that. So, I mean, I think that's exactly what you should do. Like, if you especially have no idea, like Dan, for example, you tell him hey, this is the vibe I'm going for. This is the look I want. And then he'll start saying okay, we need this kind of lighting. And then from there, you start figuring out, okay, that's great. What can we do away with to make it a little more minimal, to save a little more money? Because it gets expensive.
Mm-hmm. You know what I found interesting?
Yeah.
People that subscribe to this podcast, they're probably thinking the same thing. Renee Mena, he didn't pay anybody on his crew.
Not even any.
That surprised us.
We're
did.
we're
It did
paying.
surprise
We're
us.
all the people are working for under their rates, but we're still paying the sound guy $125 a day.
Also, I was surprised with Armida, who just paid everybody. She was like, "Yeah, we picked up a few extra weeks." What the hell?
It's like, yeah, 10 grand on the whole. That was just for Crafty.
Could we have done this and not paid crew? Because
Yeah, I think we could have.
we just have
Well,
to ask
we're
a
not
lot.
paying some crew. We're not, but we're
Right.
paying for sound. We're paying for lights. We're paying for DP.
We're paying for the
Right.
gaffer.
We're not paying the AC.
We're not.
We are paying the
sorry,
AC.
we're not paying the AD, the assistant director.
Right.
But we're paying.
Calling in favors, you know. But this is the difference between us and Renee. Renee was making a feature, and for you guys out there, the feature.
It would seem easier not to pay for a short.
No, because the feature, you have people, you can make money on the back end. The short,
That's true.
It's realistic. You're not going to probably make any money at all.
Well, Renee did insist he's going to pay everybody eventually, but
Exactly.
it wasn't deferred. I will have to listen again
because
to find out exactly.
he said he was getting distribution, and he said he's going to pay people back off of the once it gets sold.
That
or
sounds
whatever he's
deferred to
doing.
me.
Yeah, it is technically it's
He
deferred.
said it wasn't though.
But remember, he also said he had a lot of crew like, nah, dude, I'm not going to work for free. So
Yeah, a lot of people turned him down.
and then again, you get people on set, especially if they're working for free, unless you know them, they're probably not as good, especially if they're working for free. So that's also a part of the challenge, I think, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're like, oh, I've never AC'd before, but I'll do it. Don't pay me. Never done it before though. So it's kind of a toss up. I think it just depends.
Hey, what's the plan for the shot list, by the way? We really don't have a shot list at this point.
No, well, we don't have a shot list, but we're going to have a storyboard.
Right.
That's why we took all those photos.
Okay.
So the shot list is coming next.
Whenever you meet with Dan.
Right.
We.
Well, when we meet with Dan, but he's working as usual. So
Because I remember the first when we brought our first short film, we all came up with a shot list, and you're the director, so you're spearheading it, and you brought it to Dan, and then Dan's like, yeah, we can't do all this, we gotta cut some of these shots.
Right.
There's no way we're gonna have 60 setups in one 8-hour day.
and that was totally normal. It was like it's a wish list. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I think you staff everybody once you got that solidified. The good thing about this short is it's one location. We're shooting in my apartment, so that makes it easier.
Anybody wondering how Johnny lives, you're gonna get to see it.
I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I think we got a good deal on it. I'm only charging you guys $400 a day, so
Damn decent of you.
yeah, we'll see how it goes.
When are we meeting with Dan? Because he was working today. Because we're
we
potentially shooting this on Saturday. Today's Thursday.
What do you mean potentially? Why wouldn't we shoot it? We've been planning for weeks to shoot it this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right.
they say when it rains, it pours.
Here's the thing.
That's true. That's true.
Filmmaking is all about problem solving. Problems are going to come up. And sometimes you have a good problem. Like, for instance, we're not going to say the specifics, but Johnny got booked on a network show that may or may not, or that definitely is shooting next week, but he may or may not.
Out of state.
Yeah, out of state. Actually, I'll give him a clue. It's always sunny in this certain
Philadelphia?
state. Well, I don't want to say the name of the show, but Johnny's flying to a state where it's always usually sunny.
Probably a good place to spend winter. There.
And but he might be flying out the Sunday, which is we're trying to do night shoots on Saturday and Sunday. Now, hopefully for a Tuesday shoot, he could fly out Monday, even Monday morning. But obviously that's not
See.
up to us.
We will see what happens.
And if you book a network show, you always take it.
Have to say yes. If I say no, I don't know what would happen.
Your agent would not be happy.
My agent
And
would
you would not
probably
be
say
happy.
Yeah, dude, I
goodbye.
mean,
Farewell.
I would take it too. But that's
Okay,
just
that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I would definitely take a network show and ditch
Really?
you guys.
Don't you? I mean,
Wow.
that surprises you?
No, just it's good to know. It's good to know where your head's at.
Come on.
Good to know where your priorities are. Yeah, things happen all the time, right? Okay, another example for people that do not know, you need to get insurance. And
To be able to rent the equipment.
yeah, so now obviously if you're borrowing it, no big deal, but there's no liability. I guess if you break it, that's between you and your friend.
Yeah, like maybe you know a guy who has the equipment you need, then you won't need insurance. But in most
Right.
cases, even if you're getting a few things, they're not going to give them to you unless because you might break it. You need insurance, and
Yeah.
so we had to spend hundreds of dollars for 1 year's worth of insurance, covering what $60,000.
$6,000 of renting gear.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, most people don't know somebody that has an Alexa sitting around. It's like, yeah, you can just borrow it.
That's a camera, yeah.
So, you have to rent it, and you can't really rent anything unless you have insurance. Otherwise, they charge you an arm and a leg. So that's another expense that it's kind of hard to get around, honestly.
I would love if we could tell some stories instead of just listing things.
Yeah.
Let's tell
About
a
what
story.
happened?
We had to turn down
What did you turn down?
our friend Seth, who originally came to us at end of November and said, "Hey guys," and he always helps us out. He's our friend. He's been on the podcast.
Yeah, Seth's
He
great.
says, "I want to do this," and we would want to work with him. But he said, "I want to work with you guys on this particular thing. My script. This is going to be both something to submit to festivals, but also a gift for my brother and sister-in-law or something."
For the wedding.
And it was the problem was just like what I thought the problem was with Johnny's script is it's just too big of a bear to get done in 1 month.
You got an obsession with this animal, don't you?
Could have been. I'm vegan, full disclosure, but and basically, you can't say yes to everything. You had to straight up say, I don't see this as something that I can get done well in 1 month. So I'm going to have to pass on this particular thing. But if you end up doing it, I would love to help you out. And he's actually helping us out. He is our assistant director.
Damn right.
How do you feel about that?
Is that the story you were looking
no,
for, bro?
I don't know. No, it wasn't.
That's a story, man.
I don't know. What has been some of the most fun for you guys for the short? Or what do you... This is what I'm excited for. I'm excited that I think it's well written, and
Thank you.
I have no stories.
What do you like about the writing?
That you really feel for the main character, how lost and to me pathetic he is.
So the main character is
Pathetic.
Johnny's playing the main character, and the main character is a guy who puts all his
he values
worth into being a YouTuber, and his little catchphrase in it is he has to do this YouTube thing. He has a better opportunity seemingly, but he turns it down and he goes, guys, I got to do the YouTube channel, a video a week, every week at least. And he repeats that, and it's...
I wouldn't say the character's pathetic.
give us a give us a teaser, give us a monologue.
No, I'm not going to ruin it for the
a
audience.
line through.
Thank you guys for everything. This is the most happy I've ever been in my entire life.
All right, and you're sexing it up, dude. Your voice is
And,
two pitches higher when you actually.
And,
do
that's
it.
instant gratification.
So
Yeah.
other stuff we had to do is buy the props. We had to buy a desk for Johnny's apartment.
Looks great. And you know what? Part of the fun of doing stuff like this is buying the costume, man. I hit up dozens of stores, it feels like.
Austin and I are going to get a blazer after this to complete our costumes and a t-shirt. But yeah, I wanted Johnny's costume to be subtly iconic. I compared it to Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad,
I think it's been achieved.
and I think we got something real close. I like it. I like it a lot.
I think it was good. I think the most fun I have with doing this stuff is honestly just the process. Like, you're like in full control. It's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. But from the rehearsal to like, okay, I'm going to be picking out the costume to doing this, like the whole thing, it's a shit ton of work. It's really exhausting. But I think the reward when you finish is better than like working on like some project.
Also, those shots that when we were doing the not the shot list, but the other thing,
Storyboard?
the storyboard. When you sent us those shots of you over the computer
Yeah,
with
the opening
lights,
the
like
hunchback.
those things excited me.
They are. It's
Like,
cool,
oh,
right?
that's a cool shot.
You see it and you're like, yeah, now it's coming together.
Yeah.
And when you're on set, I like what Jackie Chan says. He made a video about this, or somebody did about what Jackie Chan says, is that the only thing stopping you from getting the perfect shot, not Chris Tucker, the only thing stopping you from getting the perfect shot is you. And if you need to do it 100 times, and he does stunts and stuff, if you need to do it 100 times before you get it exactly how you want to get it, then you're going to do it 100 times. Or else, if you move on, then that's on you, because you're the one who's the buck stops with you. And that's going to be us on set. If we need to do a take 100 times, we will. But we don't have that kind of time, which is why we rehearse and stuff.
We are doing 2 days, which I think makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, we'll have time for some takes.
Right?
I remember on Papua, like once we flipped to the other side of the room, Then it was my turn to get coverage, and we didn't have as much time for
Hurry up.
for me to do takes as you guys got. It all came together. It was all fine.
I mean, you're not bitter.
No, I'm just saying we'll have more time.
I mean, your audio sounded fine.
After it was fixed.
What is your favorite aspect of it?
Just the cool shots.
You don't
What
like
do
any of
you
it?
like about short filmmaking? Got something to talk about, right?
I like being in. Excuse me.
He's like, I like acting.
No, I like
all.
Choosing what kind of stories and parts instead of getting cast in somebody else's thing and being like, oh, this is cool, but now we get to choose exactly the type of roles we want to play or the story we want to make.
I liked when our short film the last time Papua premiered in festivals around Los Angeles. Then a bunch of people from our acting class came, and then all of a sudden we were like, the cool guys. All the girls were like, oh, Aaron, this is so good.
How many of them did you date?
Is that how it really happened?
0.
Oh my God, Aaron, you're so wow.
Oh my God, Aaron.
Yeah.
Can you say your Spider-Man line one more time?
Oh, you guys didn't have that. That's interesting.
Hey,
you guys didn't get that.
Name some of the girls.
Give us some names.
I don't want to out them.
No,
Like DMX.
Okay.
There was Kim, Felicia, Anna. All right. I didn't hear what you said.
You guys didn't hear that?
No.
I heard it.
I only heard part of it.
They sound hot.
They sound made up. But that brings me back to another point. What I also love about filmmaking is the festivals, man.
That is the reason we're doing this.
The funnest part of it all is going to a film festival. Chandler, here we come. And just going there and some guy being like, hey, man, what's up? And you had a short here? What's your deal? And I'm like, yeah, we're on this block and come see us and we'll go see yours. And then it's like, oh, cool, let's talk and let's drink and hang out.
Then they definitely come to ours. And then by the time theirs is up, we're like, oh, we have 2 different options. We get to pick our favorite.
And then we're like, oh, man, I missed yours. I'm so sorry, but we're going to meet for drinks later.
Send it to me.
But that's how you make connections and have something to talk about. Like with Justina, one of the best guests we've ever had on this pod. She was on Grand Hotel.
That's right.
Network show. Eva Longoria produced it. She saw us at the film festival and she's like, hey, guys, you guys are pretty good. I want to work with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah.
That's how you foster relationships, right? And I think it's a good reflection of just like any one of us. If we saw a short and we're like, damn, that's good. We're like, I want to talk to that person, right? Isn't that what it's all about?
Yeah, exactly. And as a filmmaker, you have something to talk about too. Because eventually the question comes up, so you're an actor or what are you in? And then you go, oh, actually, I'm a filmmaker. You saw it.
They're like, oh, okay, this guy does more than we thought.
And let me pose a question to you guys. And we don't know this because we haven't completed the project yet, but the judges, when we get into some film festivals, what do you think will be knocked hardest for? And what do you think will be applauded for lack of a better word? The two aspects on different sides of the spectrum. What's the strength and weakest?
Well,
we're going to go to Johnny first.
But we haven't filmed it yet, so
I know.
how would we know?
Yeah, so you just
We'd
speculate.
have to see the footage.
This is healthy.
It's going to take a guess.
This is healthy speculation. Johnny?
I think it could change so much in the
Johnny?
editing process.
They're going to say it's flawless.
This is such bullshit. Dude, I'm trying to be real with you.
I remember for Papua,
I don't know.
we thought that Papua was so different that the judges didn't get it, and they
Different in what way?
they didn't. It wasn't like a typical lame comedy you'd see at a film festival because it was like a dark comedy, and people we were up against lame comedies
When you say lame, you just mean broad and
Broad, yeah.
Loser. I think this one will actually do better than Papua.
Hope so.
Only reason why I say that is because I think the story is more clear.
I think
the story is very universal. We get it, especially now with the way social
it's a
media is.
commentary on our
Today's society.
yeah.
I think. Listen, people only remember really the beginning and ending of everything, songs, movies, whatever. And when they see this ending, we're gonna get them with this ending. We're gonna get them with a powerful ending. You got to get them with a powerful ending.
You got to hit him with the ending, dude. To me, the ending is what got me on the short.
Do you guys think we'll get into Sundance?
Yeah.
No,
Why not, Johnny?
actually, I don't know.
We don't have a star
You know what?
name. We don't have a star name.
That's true.
Unless we get the girl role.
Unless Johnny really blows up after his thing he's shooting in that very sunny state.
I don't think that's gonna help. But No. Well, you know what?
What about for the girl?
It's always possible. I mean, Thunder Road got in. It's not like anybody there is notable.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
True.
It could very well get
except
in.
for Bruce Springsteen's #1 hit song.
That's true. And I found out, somebody told me, who was it that I met? Somebody told me that he actually got permission from Bruce himself to use that song.
Yeah, you have to with Bruce. He's very strict. He doesn't let his songs be used for really anything.
No, they said, from what I remember, they said you can use it, but in a year you have to after you go through the festivals, you have to release the short online for free.
Got it. That's
what
what
I think
was.
his stick.
He just couldn't make any money off of it, probably.
But here's the thing: Thunder Road is obviously great, and I would love to make a short like that. But like when you put in a Bruce Springsteen song, that carries a lot of weight, and people who just love the hit song are going to love the movie, which is just like how I figure like this ending we got. Not only is it very powerful, but it's also based on real life.
I don't think it carries different weights than a Springsteen song.
But I'm saying it's like the same type of thing you can do. You know how like everybody, you know, when this movie's Oscar bait because they put in these specific things in their feature film with Leo and everything. It's like, oh, they want to win an Oscar. I think there's certain things that generate goodwill that you can put in your script that people respond to. And I think Bruce Springsteen song is one. I think our ending, although very different from a Bruce Springsteen song, is one of those things that people are gonna be like, oh my God, that was good.
I view our ending more of like an M. Night Shyamalan, dead the whole time ending.
So he was never really there.
Well, that's great. That's a great comparison. That's one of his best movies.
You know why I like this short too? It's dark. Actually, the ending is very like.
That's why I like it.
But it's also based
a little
on
shocking.
It's also based on reality, so it's real.
It's dark, and you really feel for the main character who's lost, in my opinion.
No, he's not lost.
Well, is he found?
No, but he's simmering. He's looking for himself. He's not pathetic. He's not lost. He is on his way.
Okay. So
you don't agree?
I've said my opinion.
The next time we're on a pod with us three, we'll give you some updates on this.
Will people care about this talk we just had?
Who knows?
I think so. If you want to, don't you think if you wanted to make,
we did a lot of references that if people haven't read the script or seen Papua,
not really,
or know of Thunder Road,
not really. We described it as YouTuber, you know.
But let's get down to it too. How much did it cost us? How much are we spending here?
This is your question for everybody.
Everyone wants to know, hey, what was the budget? The budget was $40,000.
The stuttering John Howard
Not what
Stern
it says
question.
on IMDb.
Yeah. So far, the estimation is like what, 2,000?
About $2,000.
$2,000.
Split between 3 people.
And that it doesn't include that gets us to the end of shooting that $2,000, and then after that we'll have to edit it.
You're right.
Color correction.
Sound and all that stuff.
Yeah, and then submit it to festivals.
Dude, cough button.
Relax, dude. I know it's a lot of money, but
so is spending $700? Let's just say $700 each. Basically, you're paying. It's pay to play. You're paying to play in the game of Hollywood.
True, but I think you're getting a lot more out of it.
We reserve all equity rights to a short film, which TV stations, movie theaters dying to buy a short film.
I mean, how many times have you, when you were first starting out, did you do like a short or project for free?
For sure.
That you got nothing for.
Shot on a worse camera.
And you were like, it's not even that good.
Yeah.
And you're like, the quality sucks. At least like, this is something you could be proud of, right?
For sure.
And then you could be like, hey, I made this. As opposed to just like, hey, I'm in it. I think that shows more value than like just somebody coming in and act or whatever. So we know it's going to look good. And I think $2,000 is like, I don't even think that's that much.
I can't wait. Yeah, you're right. I agree.
All of us are single, so we don't
for
have
3 people. That's not bad.
Listen, we're not buying our girlfriends any gifts this year, so
or boyfriends.
Yeah,
not judging.
I don't even like to define it as girl boy, but
or animals. No judgment.
Well, that is actually illegal.
That's too bad.
Until they change the laws.
Say that to Michael Vick.
Hey, what do you guys think about? Can we? Let's try. Okay, we talked about the short film. Let's finish this up and talk about a couple other things. Okay.
Okay.
What do you guys think about Greta Thunberg being Time Person of the Year? No, you guys. You guys fans of Greta Thunberg?
Well, didn't she just give a speech? That's all she did, right?
Yeah, and she said
she incited a revolution.
She said, "How dare you?"
Right, she incited a revolution.
You should be ashamed of yourself. I think she said to the world leaders of the.
But what has something changed since then?
Well, I think she's on a press tour. I don't know.
I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm just asking.
I feel like, so you don't think what she did is a big deal. You don't think it's worthy. You don't think it's worthy to be person of the year.
I never said that. All I'm asking you is like, what what has happened as a result of her speaking out?
She
Other than
went
like a
viral.
big
she
YouTube
went,
video.
She went viral, and then she's been on a
Okay.
tour talking about how dare you. And by the way, she might have Asperger's or something.
Isn't she like, how old is she?
like 14 or
Young.
something?
Where are her parents?
I think they were around.
They're going on a tour with her parents or what?
Yeah, I think so. I think.
She's getting photo ops next to Leo now and other.
Right, but
so,
is,
so,
but
let me-
is-
so you are for or against her, or do you have a different opinion?
I never said I was. I'm not either.
Or who
I'm
do you
not
think?
for
Or
against
who
her.
do you think? If you got to pick Time Person of the Year,
I don't know.
Wait, I'm not clear what you think about Greta Thunberg.
I think if she
careful.
Tread lightly.
you tread lightly.
I am.
Breaking Bad reference. Okay, I think that I'm not for her or against her or anything like that. I think that if what she did cause more people to be aware of the current climate situation and created a lot of controversy and stir for people to get off their asses and do something about it, then I think it's fantastic.
So you believe in
Now-
climate change.
yeah.
So
I
to
think-
what extent does
I think
man?
science will tell you that
Okay.
happened.
So the
It's
question is,
happening
to
right now.
what extent does humans contribute to climate change?
I think the majority of all of it is mostly humans.
Well, the climate change is regardless of humans or not.
Right, but I'm saying we're making it go
we're-
faster. We're increasing it.
Okay, so what extent are we increasing the rate of climate change?
I don't know the extent specifically if you're asking me for like a percentage,
But just
I think it's high.
The feeling
I
you
think
get,
it's
the
high.
feeling you get calling out the UN and the.
Do you want me to go
corporation-
into the farming industry? Because I will. All right, that's a big part of it, right
Cow
there.
flatulence.
Yes,
Listen, the
that's
thing
a
you
huge
guys-
part.
this is
Greenhouse gases. Holy shit, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anyway,
Johnny was just telling us off.
how do you
mic
feel?
that-
She's on the cover. What do you think?
I know
about
Johnny
that?
was just telling us off mic. He was like, "Yeah, I remember when it was Time Man of the Year, not Time
actually,
Person."
you said that.
I think Time Person of the Year should have been Baby Yoda.
Okay, dude.
He's
He's only been around for a little bit.
I think he's gone more viral than Greta.
I think this isn't. I think some responsibility should be taken off Greta's shoulders. Yeah, she went viral. I would like to see, a Johnny or an Austin
You think
step up.
You think she should get married, settle down, leave it to the Johnnies and Austins? You son of a gun.
I just
The
don't.
world
I
will
just,
crumble.
I just don't want to make fun of her because she's 16. She
I'm not
believes in
making fun of her.
something. And, it doesn't matter if she's 100% right or wrong. It's like she'll learn. She's learning.
Yeah, I think she's a young kid and she has a whole life to get to live. That's You're right. I think there's too much pressure to put on her.
I hope
on a
she's
14 or 15-year-old.
I hope she's happy.
I'd love to get Greta Thunberg on the podcast.
You just think that she deserves to be on the cover.
Hell yeah, dude. If Trump can make his own cover of Time, she can be on the real cover.
Austin?
It doesn't hurt me at all if she's on the cover. I mean, here's the
I'm
thing.
just asking,
I
do you
believe-
think she
I-
deserved it as
well-
Person of the Year?
Well, I don't know who she's up against, but yeah, sure. Why not? I mean,
Sure, she's up against a lot of good people.
I think she did.
Do you think she deserved a Person of the Year?
I mean, what is the
Criteria?
The rubric? Yeah. What is
I
the?
have no idea.
Well-
Whoever's going to sell more magazines.
Hitler was Person of the Year one year too.
Well,
Well, we have to think. Yeah, she went viral in that one moment. Like Jimmy Fallon on his Tonight Show goes viral. Seems like every other day.
I think Kimmel goes viral a lot.
but
Why
he's not Person of the Year. He ain't talking about climate change.
Actually,
He
he talks
is.
about a lot of social,
But not with the
liberal stuff.
passion that she had.
I mean, yeah. Well, hers was like a weird passion, kind of.
How dare you?
Okay, maybe she was just hangry.
You ruined my
That's
childhood.
why she was like that.
Yeah. Did somebody get her like a vegan burger or something?
I mean,
Anyway,
when you say that, you ruined my childhood. Are you sure she wasn't talking to her parents?
let's talk about it.
I'm just kidding. Now she's doing an amazing job, and I can only dream of doing what she's doing.
So what do you
More than I'm doing. That's for damn sure.
What do you guys want for Christmas this year?
All right, guys, here it is. Wish list. Christmas is here. It's exciting. We got the sleigh bells ringing. The snow is falling. You smell that? Christmas tree.
Oh, Christmas tree.
All right, that's enough. Anyway, on your wish list, if you had one wish list, one thing you could put on there for your career, what would it be? You could work with one director. One director. Who
So
would
that,
it be?
That implies a movie because you're not going to pick one director to do a TV show because he's not going to work on the whole series.
Well, what if they are running the whole TV series?
But he's not going to like David Fincher did.
The pilot episode.
like Mindhunters, but he
No, I thought isn't he doing the whole thing?
is he? I don't know.
Pretty sure he
But
is.
David Fincher did the Kevin Spacey first episode of that show.
House of Cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then exactly. I would work with Paul Thomas Anderson and do a movie just as good as Boogie Nights.
That's a good one. That is a damn fine choice.
It's the perfect movie, I'd say.
That's a damn fine choice. Wow.
Johnny, you're next.
You go next. I'm still thinking.
I would work with Todd Phillips,
Ah.
but replace Joaquin on Joker 2.
Wow, that's big shoes to fill.
I could do it better.
I'd work with Todd Phillips and be in Hangover 4.
It would be fun.
I'd be an old school.
You could play Will Ferrell.
I'd play the taxi driver at the beginning of
Say the line again.
I can't remember.
Hey, is there any seatbelts in here? Or?
Yeah.
You're in the back seat.
And
You can't
In the
make
back
it-
seat
you can't
what?
you can't make those movies
Hey.
anymore.
Hey, before Johnny answers his thing, where do you guys side on the Nick Cannon, Eminem?
I'm with Eminem, obviously.
mean,
Nick
come on,
Cannon's
dude.
whack.
name one like quotable Nick Cannon lyric.
Exactly.
from Drumline.
Exactly. His best work is Wildin' Out.
Yeah. And
What else has he
Drumline.
done?
Drumline.
Drumline.
It's
would be his best.
yeah.
A movie from 20 years ago.
Exactly.
I hope Eminem like does a diss track like he did with Machine Gun Kelly, because that was great.
But he can't do this with everybody.
I think
Why couldn't he? he made a Kamikaze, and he said like we all thought that after Kamikaze and after he hit Machine Gun Kelly, that
I thought
everybody
that
else
was all staged.
He did come out with that awfully fast.
Yeah.
well-
he made a video like off of it. Like, come
a
on.
lot of people think, but that's not on Eminem. A lot of people think that Machine Gun Kelly heard that Eminem was going to reference him in Not Alike, that one song. And so he came up with Diddy's permission because he's on Diddy's label. And he's like, I'm going to make a music video and do the song, because in his song, he didn't reference any of the stuff from Eminem's original diss. So it's like a lot of people think Machine Gun Kelly had more than enough time to make it. But then right after that, Eminem comes up with his song and references everything from the one that Machine Gun Kelly. So Machine Gun Kelly probably cheated on it, but Eminem did not.
Dude, you are standing so hard right now.
A huge stand.
It sounds like you are a stan. I think, so, dude. I mean, come on. He's like, oh, I heard the track, and right away I responded, like by producing a music video, like within a few hours. Like, yeah, right. You shot that ahead of time. No way.
But like when Eminem did the song,
Oh, it was like 24 hours. So.
it was when Eminem did the song to follow
I don't
that
know if I
up.
believe it.
He would like reference all that stuff. It was great.
Johnny, what director?
And we're gonna.
I was thinking about that because those are both good answers. PTA is really one of my favorite directors. Phillips is good.
You should. Can we pick a female, please?
Please.
A black female.
I can't think of one other than Ava DuVernay.
I would work with her for sure.
Name another black female director.
You know what?
Hey,
I'm
can
gonna
we
take
pick a
back.
transvestite?
I'm gonna take back Paul Thomas Anderson, and I'll work with her.
Ava DuVernay?
Yeah.
There's no roles for you.
There's no soup for you.
That's okay.
All right, I'm gonna go with. Damn, that's a hard one. There's so many good ones. You know what? I'm gonna go with Spielberg. I'm gonna go with Spielberg because that guy is just a storyteller, man. He knows how to tell stories, dude. I'm gonna go with
That's
Spielberg.
almost lame of you to say because
No?
it's like.
What's your favorite Spielberg movie then? Like, what movie would you want to be a part of? Besides the Boogie Nights.
Well, actually, Robert Zemeckis directed this. I was gonna say Back to the Future,
Right.
but Spielberg produced it. I don't know, man. He's got so many good movies.
You'd be the one
Dude,
fired.
Dude,
and
making
replaced.
another Back to the Future is like how they're making another Ghostbusters. It's just, that was the perfect storm at the time. You cannot recreate that.
But Ready
gonna
Player
suck.
One was really the.
That was a good movie.
It was good, and
I like that movie.
That was.
I didn't see it.
It was good.
I can't think of one off the top of my head, but that's the one that first came to me. I was gonna say maybe Tarantino.
He's got one more in him. You know what? I want Tarantino to make one more movie, but after that, I don't think he's got any more in him. I'll say.
As he said publicly many times, he's only doing
Yeah.
10.
Actually, you know what? Taika Waititi.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, dude,
yeah.
you gotta
Feeling him right
you gotta
now.
see Jojo Rabbit. How can you say that
Feeling
not see Jojo Rabbit?
Well, I've
You're just
seen
saying
it-
that based on Thor?
No, I've seen his other movies. I saw
The vampire one.
the vampire one. Oh, that I forgot he did do that movie. No, I was gonna say the one he did before Thor, which is what started getting him on the map, is the Wild People. I think what it's called.
Based on that book?
I don't know if it's based on a book.
Where the wild things are.
That's not that one. That's a different movie. But anyway,
All right,
that was
guys.
before Thor.
Santa's coming. We better get to bed.
We
All right, send us out, Austin.
Why don't we end with like a Christmas Carol?
Okay, which one?
Oh, hold on. Favorite Christmas movie?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Boring. You know what I like? You know
What's yours?
You know what's an underrated one? I think. Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, with
Well,
Arnold
I
Schwarzenegger.
like that one.
Schwarzenegger.
He's
got two. He's got two.
Mom's out back petting Ted.
Yeah. Dude, Phil Hartman, man, that guy was so good.
Dude.
That guy was so good.
He
Sinbad?
killed it.
Sinbad?
He killed it.
Dude, I love that movie. He's a turbo man. Oh,
It's great.
anyway. That was a horrible Arnold impersonation.
Did you want to sing us? Yeah, well, that was Arnold. I thought you were doing like a side character.
No. He's like,
He got two.
What's a
He got two.
what's a-
all right.
hey, Silent Night?
He's
Or
got
what,
two
what do you guys
Turbo
want?
Mans.
Or should we not do a carol?
Go ahead, sing it.
I mean,
Start it off.
no, what's one we can all do?
I don't really know that many.
We'll do a round. You go now.
Holy
That's not a round.
That is. Oh wait, yeah. Well,
all is
Silent Night.
I liked what we were doing better. Like we
Yeah,
each take a
dude.
verse, like
Yeah.
three-headed Broadway star from Whose Line.
All right, let's end it.
Okay.
All right. So, guys, where can they find us?
Links are all in the description.
Okay.
Yeah, but some
We're
people
too
just
lazy to
listen.
say it,
They're
right?
not. They're not in. Just Johnny. Do you put links in the description? Nobody's.
I do now. Links
Surviving-
are in the description, but yeah.
Surviving Hollywood podcast on all fronts.
All right, except Twitter, Surviving
I don't even
Holly
mention-
W.
Hit us up on our
'cause you're not
Instagram.
using it.
Hit us up on our Instagram and wish us a Merry Christmas,
Hey,
and we will respond.
And pretty soon we might do a Q&A episode where we answer your questions. So submit them.
Live. No? All right. Have a good one, guys.